When 19-year-old Amber Lee arrived at Eastern Pennsylvania State University for her sophomore year, she thought the worst of freshman dorm life was behind her: cold pizza, paper-thin walls, shared bathrooms, awkward roommate pairings. She was excited to move into her single dorm room in Oak Ridge Hall, one of the newly renovated buildings that boasted stronger Wi-Fi, privacy, and quiet hours. It was the first week of classes. There was a welcome back bash at the student center: music, free tacos, raffle games, and giveaway tables with branded mugs, pens, USB drives, and phone chargers. Amber, who'd forgotten to pack her extra charger, was thrilled when a clean-cut representative from a new tech startup handed her a sleek black phone charger in branded packaging. The table had a banner that read, "Next charge, fast. Smart. Free." The guy smiled, handed her a coupon card for their website, and told her it was their new fast-charging model made just for students. Amber thanked him, tossed it in her tote bag, and didn't think much more about it. The first few weeks, classes got intense fast: lit theory, American politics, and a brutal early morning statistics course that Amber regretted signing up for. She kept mostly to herself. Outside of a few classmates she exchanged notes with and her best friend Maddie from down the hall. Her dorm room was cozy: a twin bed pushed against the wall, string lights overhead, and a small desk where she charged her phone every night using the new charger. Sometimes she FaceTimed her parents. Other times, she scrolled TikTok until her eyes blurred. Life was normal, until Maddie mentioned something weird. They were in the dorm lounge, eating takeout and rewatching The Haunting of Hill House, when Maddie laughed mid-episode and said, "You know you talk in your sleep, right?" Amber paused. "No, I don't." "Oh, totally," Maddie said, dipping her spring roll in soy sauce. "I was walking past your room last night and heard you. At first, I thought you were on the phone or something. But you weren't really talking. You were kind of whispering. You said stuff like, 'I didn't mean to,' and 'Are you still there?' Super creepy." Amber rolled her eyes. "You're making that up." "I swear," Maddie insisted. "I almost knocked to check on you. You sounded freaked out." Amber brushed it off. She'd had sleep issues before. Night terrors as a kid, some sleepwalking during her parents' divorce. Maybe it was just stress. Maybe she'd murmured something while half awake. No big deal. But then another friend, her lab partner Nate, mentioned something similar a week later. "I passed by Oak Ridge Friday night. Lights were out but I heard you inside, talking," he said. "I figured you had a guy over." Amber blinked. "I didn't." Nate raised his brow. Weird. Sounded like two voices. The charger. The following weekend, Amber had the dorm to herself. Most students had gone home or were out partying, but she stayed in to study for an exam. Around 11 p.m., her phone buzzed, low battery. She reached for the charger, the same one she'd used every night for weeks, and plugged it in like always. But this time, her phone screen glitched. Only for a moment, just a flicker, then the charging icon appeared. Still, something about it felt off. The charger had always hummed faintly, but now she noticed a warmth to it. Curious, she unplugged it and turned it over. The brand sticker was still there, but as she peeled at the corner, it came off like it had just been placed to cover something up. Underneath was a tiny circular lens. Amber froze. It was a camera, not a lens from a phone or a broken gadget. This was deliberate, hidden, flush with the surface. Her fingers trembled as she unscrewed the charger casing with a nail file. Inside, a miniature circuit board and a tiny SD card, plus a blinking red light, active. It had been recording the footage. Amber didn't sleep that night. She drove to Maddie's house off campus with the charger and her laptop. They used an adapter to access the SD card. It held nearly 3 weeks of video. The footage was all from a fixed, slightly angled viewpoint, exactly where the charger sat on her desk, facing her bed. They clicked through dozens of clips. Amber brushing her teeth, changing her clothes, crying on the phone to her mom, dozing off while watching Netflix. Every moment of privacy violated. Some clips were low res, others clearer than she expected. Then came the worst. A video timestamped 3:22 a.m., just 2 nights ago. Amber was sleeping, but she wasn't alone. A figure was in the room. It moved in and out of frame, slowly, carefully, like it knew exactly where the camera was. At first, Amber thought maybe it was herself, sleepwalking. But then she saw her own body still in bed. She was motionless. The figure, tall and lean, in dark clothes and a baseball cap, moved to the edge of her bed. It watched her. just stood there for what felt like minutes. Amber started whispering in her sleep. "Are you still there?" The figure knelt down beside her. The whispering grew louder. "I didn't mean to." Then, the figure leaned close to her face and said, barely above a breath, "Good girl." The screen went black. The truth unfolds. Amber and Maddie went straight to campus police the next morning. At first, they didn't believe them. But once the footage was shown, everything changed. Oak Ridge Hall was put on lockdown. The university brought in the real police. Investigators traced the charger brand. Next charge didn't exist. The website on the card led to a blank page. No company records. No vendor logs. Security footage from the campus event showed the rep handing out chargers, but his face was hard to make out. Sunglasses. Baseball cap. They searched Amber's dorm from top to bottom. Hidden behind a ceiling tile was another camera. This one wireless. They found tiny drill marks in the window frame. A lockpick tool behind a vent. Someone had been coming and going from her room for weeks. Using her. Watching her. Talking to her while she slept. The man was never caught. He left no fingerprints, no DNA. Investigators believe he may have used a master key card or had inside access. Amber later learned 2 other female students had reported strange things, missing underwear, moved belongings, but no cameras were found in their rooms. Only hers. She transferred out the next semester. But she still wonders, how many other chargers were handed out that day? How many others never checked? The ending they'll never forget. Amber's story went viral on Reddit months later when Maddie, unable to shake what had happened, posted the tale anonymously. It caught fire on TikTok under the tag #ChargerCam. Suddenly, students across the country began checking their dorm tech. 3 more hidden cameras were found at different colleges. All in fake chargers. All had been placed in rooms of female students. The suspect, still unidentified, a ghost in the system. And to this day, Amber still sometimes wakes up saying strange things, things she doesn't remember. Things like, "Are you watching again?" And worse, "I can't see you now, but I know you're there."